Hi, performers. Today I thought that we could continue talking about the goals that we set last week. Okay, last week we were talking about New Year's resolutions from a sports psych perspective and process goals. So if you're well on your way to getting those going, write in the comments what was your New Year's resolution and how are you doing with your process goals? How are you accomplishing it? Now, if you're struggling to get started, I thought today we could write down our goals together. Now, in Sports Psych, we take goals setting very seriously. And here, I've made a little sample chart. You can make a similar chart, okay? We have our three types of goals. We have outcome goals, performance goals, and process goals. Now, when we're setting these goals, we want to set specific goals that are measurable and have a time frame, that are realistic and have a good time frame. So, for our outcome goals are going to be our big dream goals, the big one. Okay, landing that job, striving and winning something. So, for example, I've said for my outcome goal, I want to win a weightlifting competition in my age category next fall. Okay, so now that I have that's specific, that is measurable, I get a medal for it if I win. It shows, it's recorded, and there's a specific time frame. Okay, next fall. So then I break my outcome goal down into smaller chunks. These performance goals are the milestones I have to hit in order to get here. So, for example, these numbers are completely made up. I have to be able to deadlift 400 pounds. That's my performance goal, because without this, I can't do this. I can't win the competition if I can't deadlift 400 pounds. Okay? So, once we get here, it's like, wait, am I even close to 400 pounds? Should I reassess this a little bit? So, let's say I'm not even close to here. Do you think I can get there by next fall? If not, we readjust our time frame or readjust some aspect of our goal to make it actually realistically achievable. So let's say, okay, maybe in 2 falls, maybe in a year and a half instead of a half a year or whatever. Okay, so readjustment is one of the most important things and a necessary part of goal setting. It doesn't mean that you change your goal. It means that you readjust aspects of it so to make it more achievable. Okay, occasionally it means readjusting the goal itself too, but you don't have to compromise on the goal necessarily. So now that we have our performance goals, and here's another one I just put in, bench 350, sure, but let's focus on this one just for time's sake. So now that we have this performance goal, we're going to move over to our process goals, and that's what we were talking about last week. The goals that we have to achieve every day to make these possible. So here, let's say, here, my first one is get a gym membership. If I don't already have a gym membership or I just moved towns, that's going to be one of my first process goals. Now, if I don't yet have a gym membership and I'm hoping to win a weightlifting competition next fall, that might be another indication that it's time to readjust my time frame at least. Okay, now hopefully I know how to lift weights. If not, one of my process goals might also be to get a coach, a weightlifting coach. Okay, I didn't write that down, but it may be for consideration for our process goals. Now here in my process goals, I also set out my daily or weekly training program. Here I have train Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 times a week. I'm going to train my deadlifts and with some time to recover. Now, again, if this turns out not to be a realistic schedule, readjustment is key when goal setting. So let's say, for the sake of argument, I'm training it 3 times a week. Now, I've done some research on my goal, and I realize that it's okay to expect that every month I want to be increasing 10 pounds in the amount of weight I can pull around. Now that's going to fluctuate depending on whether I just started out or I'm at really high levels and I'm just inching up incrementally. So that's going to fluctuate. But For here, my average is going to be, I'm going to try to increase by 10 pounds. That means I want to be able to add 2 to 5 pounds per week. If I want a 10-pound increase per month, I'm adjusting and being able to increase 2 to 5 pounds a week, average. Okay? Now, process goals, especially for those of us that struggle with our executive functioning, but also those of us that don't, also include the supplementary activities. So, my process goals might be to set my gym clothes out the night before because that helps me get to the gym every day. Okay, now weightlifting, a supplemental activity, and it could even be in your performance goals, would be I would put in my performance goals, get, let's say, 60 grams of protein a day. I'm making that up. That might be a performance goal that I have, 60 grams. So what do my process goals look like? Because diet is a huge part of weightlifting, okay? So my process goals might completely include my diet plan. How am I going to be eating every day? What type of protein needs to go in there? So your process goals are really where your lifestyle happens. Okay, map it out as detailed as you need to get. All right, so that's a little place for you to start with goal setting. Now, another really key part, aside from readjusting our goals once we learn about ourselves and about our schedules and the way we've mapped out our goals, a huge part of goal setting is feedback. Getting feedback from someone who can help you with your goals, a coach, a CMPC. CMPC is someone who is a certified mental performance consultant. So reach out, look for a CMPC or a sports psychologist. They're in the same field. Or write your questions in the comments or message me, and we can help you actually find what goals are realistic for you so that you can achieve your big outcome goals in life. And have fun